After Jinger Duggar's book came out, I spent a week researching it, and I wanted to find poignant details about her scandalous family. But I was disappointed because the book's purpose focused on Jinger's spiritual journey rather than on her family's scandals. But that doesn't mean that Jinger doesn't want to discuss the condition of her dysfunctional family. It is almost impossible for her to openly discuss her faith without discussing her upbringing. I remember that interview asking Jinger about her feelings about writing her first book, co-authored with her sisters Jenna, Jill, and Jessa. The title of that book was Growing Like Duggar. The book was a spiritual manifesto in defense of the Duggars' controversial way of life. To date, Jinger has not endorsed this work. In that book, I shared a lot of principles that I had been raised on through IBLP founder Bill Gothard's teachings, and I encouraged young girls to do courtship, to have certain modesty guidelines, to listen to certain kinds of music, and now I look at it and say, I promoted that, Jinger said. My younger self would have looked at that book's teachings and said, oh, that's great. But now I look at it and I'm like, oh, I wish I hadn't had said that, she continued. I wish I could go back to those girls who bought my other book and be like, oh, don't read it. Jinger recently revealed that she is no longer in touch with Josh Duggar, but she says she is still very close to some of her siblings. I think all of my older sisters, i.e. Jenna, Jessa, and Jill, I'm close with, and my younger sister Joy. We always had such a tight bond between the sisters, and I keep in contact with all of them often because it's so easy to just be able to FaceTime, even though I'm so far away from them. So we still have close relationships, Jinger explained. As for the rest of her family, I can confidently say that the Duggars aren't as close as they used to be. I'm hopeful that a lot of my family members will read this book, Jinger said. This comment confirms that Jinger doesn't talk to most of her siblings. What about her parents, who previously disowned Jinger because of her rebellious tendencies? Jinger says both parties just try to talk about these things and sometimes agree to disagree. There still seems to be a lot of tension between the Duggars, but hopefully Jinger doesn't regret telling her side of the story. Thanks for watching, folks. Peace and love to your family and household.